lesson. And from Jane the Virgin, actress Gina Rodriguez. All next on Live. Now, here are Kelly Ripa and Ryan Seacrest.
Good morning. Hi, guys. How you doing? What's up? All right.
Hi, welcome. It's Thursday, January 4th, 2018. Plunged into the middle of winter. Plunged.
Yes.
How's it feel?
It feels, I'm still okay with it. You know, it's my first full winter. Growing up in Atlanta, we had cold, but not quite New York City winter. But I'm enduring it.
What's the coldest it ever gets? Like a typical Atlanta winter.
It gets into the teens, but if you have any snow, at least when I was growing up, if there was any forecast of snow, they would call off school. And so you'd wait up the night before to see if it was called off. Then you wouldn't have to get up.
Oh, and that phone call, right? That phone call, it was the greatest thing ever. That phone call of school being canceled, it was like Christmas and New Year's and Easter and you name it, all rolled into one. And if they called off school on a Friday,
forget it. Forget it.
The snow gods were raining their sunshine down upon you.
Have you ever had so much weather here that you didn't make it into the show?
No.
So we can't use that as an excuse.
No.
You're here every day. That's right. You haven't missed. That's fantastic.
Right.
America needs you. You have to be here every day. I remember growing up as a kid, seeing you on the show, thinking, I love it that she's here every...
On your snow days, did
on
you
my
get to
snow
watch
days,
it?
I was like, Mom, we're gonna get to stay home and watch
when you had strep throat.
Kelly Ripa, she's gonna make me feel better today.
Oh my God, I'm the Regis again.
She's the Regis in this relationship.
I'm the Regis. Oh my God, I'm the Regis. I'm the Regis. I'm the Regis. Well, where the hell are my glasses?
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Oh, you get us through everything. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Yes, it's very important, making sure you get people through the snow days.
When we did stay home, we would make hot cocoa and toast and dip the toast in the hot cocoa every snow day. That was the tradition.
You know what my mom would do? She would make the Campbell's tomato soup from the can. And she would make a grilled cheese.
I know what's coming.
Yeah. And you would dunk the grilled cheese
in the tomato soup.
Because I fundamentally found tomato soup at that age disgusting. However, if you dipped the grilled cheese in it, it was like heaven on earth.
The greatest combination.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just the greatest. And you would watch TV all day because there's nothing else to do.
I watched The Love Boat. I remember you get to see The Love Boat. Remember? You get to stay home and watch The Love Boat in reruns?
I used to watch The Love Boat when it aired. So had not made it
in prime time.
Had not made it to reruns yet.
It would be Regis and Kathy Lee, and then The Price is Right, and The Love Boat, and Henry Rush. What show was he on? Henry Rush, where he lived up in Too Close for Comfort.
Oh my gosh. Well,
he was a cartoonist.
Yeah. Gosh, we used to watch, I remember the remember when there were 3 channels and then you had the UHF channels, there were 2 of those. We would watch Creature Double Feature. And we would watch like Woody the Woodpecker. This is the difference in our ages.
No, Woody the Woodpecker, I know.
You're welcome, Canada. Have you ever been a ring bearer in a wedding?
I've only been the man of honor.
The man of honor.
The man of honor,
In
which
your
is the maid of
wedding.
honor. Yes.
This is a page boy throws a tantrum walking down the aisle, and it's amazing. It's this huge, dramatic wedding, and this little toddler was so furious, and this is what happened at the wedding. We have a video of it.
That was a mustache. He's got a binky.
Is he crying? He's crying. Could you hear him? He was crying.
Aww.
Yeah, it's not a mustache.
I thought it was a mustache at first. I said, wow, it's a theme wedding. By the way, that image right there, laying on one's back in the middle of
That's going to be you at your actual wedding. I
don't want to do it. Yeah. Take this binky out of my mouth.
I'm still a boy.
Oh, we joke. So, let's see. Oh, I know I was going to tell you about. So do you ever, I know you laugh in strange moments. Like in a funeral you laugh, in a church you laugh.
Yeah, but only funny funerals, and we can all agree some of them are hilarious.
And we talked about this. I will cry a lot.
You cry a lot.
I cry a lot.
Yeah.
Is that all right? I'm sorry.
Yes! I mean, I think it's...
I apologize.
No, I like a man that cries.
So they say, new study says, watch a sad film. It's actually very, very therapeutic and good for you. Weeping is like giving yourself a hug. It releases stress-relieving endorphins. Huh. So when you're in that, and by the way, you kind of think about it when you're in the third quarter of Beaches and you start to feel that happening, you're like, this is warm and good for me.
Is Beaches your film?
Well, that and Love Actually, the two that make...
Right.
Love Actually is so good for the holidays. I watch it probably twice over Christmas.
Hey, on today's show, Kate Hudson is here.
She's so great. She's so great. Another one of my favorites, Gina Rodriguez, is with us too.
And from Stranger Things, Dustin himself, Gaten Matarazzo is here.
Get ready.
It's,
Ellie learns how to tap. It's time for morning wake-up travel trivia. Here we go. That is Scott Hellestead from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Scott, nice to see you. Hello. Do you know, and this is, I mean this is a compliment because he's one of my favorite people, but you know from here, my eyesight is not great. Who you resemble?
Who do I resemble?
Elliot Yamin.
oh!
From season something on American Idol.
Yes,
I can't remember.
what a callback and a half.
Elliot Yamin.
Thank you, thank you.
Most people don't know, but I just...
Season 5?
I don't know. Maybe 5, 6, or 7. Who knows?
Yeah, I knew that. Like, if you had given me a minute, I could come up with a season. Yeah.
I remember who won the first one. After that, it's all blurred. All right, we're going to call Renee from Palm Coast, Florida right now. Here we go,
That
Renee.
sounds nice, Palm
Coast, Florida. This time of year, probably great, right?
Yeah. And Gelman, is that where you grow your coconuts?
No.
Okay, let's see if Renee is there.
Guys, I'm freezing.
Did you want my jacket?
No, I don't want to take your jacket.
It's a Ryan Seacrest distinction.
Is it? Well, in that case, you're a gentleman. Only because it's Ryan Seacrest distinction.
Not that it's available at Macy's.
It is available. It is
Okay, that's
available.
5 rings? It is, yes.
It is.
Not that that's why.
I know.
We're calling Alicia from Daphne, Alabama. Alabama?
Do you know Alicia? Can you tell her that we're calling? It's nice and warm.
Yeah, it's very special material.
It feels great. I gotta tell you. you. There's something to this distinction collection. Oh my gosh.
Can't have that,
Did I
can we?
break it? Did I break it?
Gaten, your resolution, people were going to answer the phone this year.
Okay, so we're going to give a lucky member of our studio audience a $500 gift certificate to Omaha Steaks.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's over in this quadrant. Number 81. 81. Telepathy.
How did you know that?
We'll be right back with Kate Hudson.
Still ahead on Live, Gina Rodriguez. Dustin from Stranger Things, Gaten Matarazzo. And coming up next, Kate Hudson.
Icon, an entrepreneur, and an author. She's also a lot of fun. Please welcome the mega-talented Kate Hudson.
I've been searching for some new way. I've been trying to start the fire.
I'm good.
Good?
This is exciting.
It's very exciting.
This is my first time with you.
The two of us.
Yeah, that's so funny. You've never, like, you've seen each other before, like, on red carpets and
Yes.
stuff. Yeah.
Many, yes.
For many, many,
For many years.
You've been crisscrossing the country the past few weeks. You've been all over the place.
I've been, like, commuting to New York all month. Is really what's...
You should have a place here. Come on.
I know.
Come on.
It's long overdue. I did for a long time, but I miss New York.
Did you hear they're getting rid of the cabaret laws, so we can dance wherever we want?
Really?
Yeah. No longer breaking the law.
That's the best.
Yeah.
But I can't help but notice you've cut your hair shorter,
I know.
right?
Well, we kind of have a similar haircut, right?
Yeah.
If I kind of raised mine up a little bit, you and I
If
would
you want to borrow my
be
pomade, I've got
twinsies.
extra pomade back there. Lots of pomade here.
It's been awesome.
I gotta tell you, what's so funny is your hair to me is so secondary because when I look at you, I just see your beaming sunshine face. So then I was like, oh yeah, she did.
Yeah.
I love you.
Is it for a role?
Yeah, I did see a directed
Love her.
musical that I did, and she was like, well, you want to shave your head? And I was like, yes, I do. And so I did. I shaved my head.
So did you cry? Like, was there an adjustment period?
Not really, no. It was actually kind of easy.
It's easy to deal with.
It was easy, and then I feel like for me it was more, I guess when you just play characters, you just don't think about it as much as, like, I wasn't thinking about the perception.
If you're on a talk show every day.
Right. It's like if you're playing a character and it calls for it,
right.
You're like excited about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then when I started to do it, there was a moment of like, you know, holy, you know.
Yeah. Holy.
And holy.
Right.
And then it was fine. Bing did it. Bing and Sia both
Oh, no
shaped
kidding.
it. Yes.
Wow.
Books are sort of like this idea that you can't ever reach perfection, like you should just throw that right out the window. So like Pretty Fun is a pretty good party.
Yeah, it's
right?
a pretty good party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of like, everyone wants to set the expectations super high.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't set them too high. Just like go out to have a really good time.
Did you have a pretty fun time watching the World Series Game 7 last night? You
watched the whole thing?
I did. But you know what was funny about this World Series? I kind of didn't care who won, and I'm an I'm an LA, Colorado fan.
Bronco,
Right.
Dodger-ish,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
But I was actually so happy at the Astros.
How can you feel bad?
No,
like
it was a
Astros,
great-
like,
So
yeah,
great.
you gotta
So great, yeah.
I was saying to Kelly, though,
What a World Series.
well, I was saying to Kelly,
What an incredible.
I found myself, and I don't watch all the sporting events. I usually shop, but I did.
He's the perfect man. I'm not kidding. He's the perfect man.
I did get into this, and I found myself yelling at the television.
Oh, yeah.
Do you scream? I know you watch football, too.
Oh, yeah. I'm a very audible sports fan.
I like that term, audible sports fan. Yeah, that's funny.
I don't, and for this, it was definitely one of those. I mean, really, honestly, I think this was maybe one of the best we're a baseball family, so this is one of the best World Series, I think, in a really, really long time. I mean, it was like, and so cool that they went to a Game 7. Like, it deserved that Game 7, and it was cool.
Were you a sporty kid?
Yeah.
You were?
Yeah.
What was your sport?
Soccer.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I was a center mid.
Wow. And
Yeah.
in Colorado, you got to be.
Well, I played
you in LA?
mostly in LA
Okay.
because we split time.
Got it.
So LA was, you know, I played in Colorado a little bit, but all the like club teams and stuff I played in.
Right.
LA.
Now, you're commuting back and forth. You're a mom. You work. Do you always find that you have to have the rhythm of busyness and activity? I feel like you like that.
Yeah, I do. I do. That means I also like the time to just kind of like completely shut everything off.
Can you shut it down?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty good at shutting it down.
You can't. You got to teach him. You have to teach him.
No,
he doesn't know how to
he
shut it
is
down.
the busiest man on the planet.
On the planet.
But I feel a lot of gratitude for the movement of my life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, but they're creatively, because I'm a creative, I do have to kind of shut it down sometimes. The business side of my brain kind of can get in the way of.
Well, your family must help because you've got a big family.
Yeah.
And you have like traditions. Like you told us about your New Year's Eve tradition with the fire and you throw your wishes into the fire.
We
and
throw
all-
our, yeah, we do. We throw wishes and we throw we throw what we want to like kind of get rid of.
Oh, get rid of, okay.
Into the fire. We do a drum circle
Yeah.
and
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, my family, I think it's the traditions in our family kind of go beyond the actual holidays.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It goes beyond Christmas and Thanksgiving. We're constantly having little parties in our house with our family. I grew up with like the open door kind of house, and my parents were always, there was always food. You could always help yourself to anything, you know, in the fridge, and they kind of created this really homey environment. And I think that growing up, it made for a lot of laughter and a lot of fun and a lot of safety.
Yeah.
And so when I got older and I started to create my own home, it just became an extension of what I had known. And I realized when I was writing this book that it's a huge part of my wellness is this kind of safe, fun family world
Interesting,
that
right.
I'm creating and that we're all creating together, that actually is something that to connect is like the one great de-stressor that I have
Yeah.
is to actually, you know, have those moments with the people that you love, whether it be your friends or your family.
Because that's the stuff that matters.
It
at the
really
end of the
is.
day.
At the end of the
That's all
day,
you
those
have.
are the people holding your
Yeah.
hand, right? And
Right.
it's like, so to be able to celebrate that, and in my book I call it, you know, a celebration practice, but to celebrate each other is so great. And it's not just the like Thanksgivings or, even though
Yeah.
those are so fun.
Yeah, but a good report card or something.
Yeah,
like that,
a red letter day. We call those
Yeah.
a red letter day, or you know, family dinners. I mean, sometimes you know, life is super busy. It's hard to
Yeah.
sit down all together and have that time when everyone's running around and the kids are playing sports, and so to make sure that you do that at least 2-3 times a week is huge.
You were talking in your book about hosting parties, and Kelly just hosted a party. She's the greatest host of a party. But I feel like you're not worried, but you just want to make sure everybody else is having a great
I want
time
to make
before
sure
you.
everybody else is having fun so that I find myself really not in the party. I
Okay.
like to go to parties because that way I make myself the most fun party guest.
Right.
So that people are always like, oh, I have to invite her back because she's a good time.
Right.
Right?
And you're known for that.
parties,
My
your
own party, I'm
you're
like-
see, I'm the opposite.
Right.
I'd rather throw a party so that I can have the most fun at the party.
Right.
And I feel like that's the key to having a great party is that the host should always be having the most fun.
Right.
Because then it sets off the tone and the energy for how everyone else is
So do you
gonna-
not worry about things?
No,
You just
because if
let
you're
it
gonna have
go?
a party, things are gonna get weird and messy, and that's
Right.
kind of the fun. You want people to feel like if they are sitting down that they can, you know, if they spill something that they're, you know, gonna be invited back, or,
Yeah.
you know, can get a
This
little
group
sloppy.
didn't worry about that. This group they were like, psh.
But yeah, I think you gotta, you know, that's one. I have a bunch of rules in the book, and like forgetting the mess is one of them. Like you just have to kind of, you know.
But what
like,
happens when there
own
is
that
a mess?
it's
Like,
gonna
what's
be
your,
messy.
what was the biggest mess that has ever
The
happened?
biggest
Yeah,
mess?
biggest mess.
Every
for you.
Halloween party. I
Every
mean,
Halloween, right.
the house smells for like 3 days. It's just like, you know, but I love it. And then I think also, you know, sometimes one of my favorite things about it is like forgetting about it, letting people just do whatever, not worrying about cleaning up as you go. And then at the end of the night, it's always like, who are the people that are going to hang out and help you clean up at the end of the night?
Yeah.
Always end up kind of being that, you know, really awesome time.
Yeah.
And you recap, and it's always someone who you least expected it to be. So I kind of like it. Or you just go to bed and wake up and be like, whoa.
Yeah, I do like to photograph the next
There's
day.
proof of a good time. So he has skyrocketed to fame playing the funny and lovable Dustin on the mega hit show Stranger Things. Please welcome the very talented Gaten Matarazzo. He's a fellow Jersey.
That's what I was going to say. I'm such a fan, but when I found out you were from New Jersey, that just like put it to a whole new level.
Yeah. Do you say, is it New Jersey in? What do you say? What are people?
New Jersey in.
Yeah, all right.
We just say.
Yeah. I'm from a town called Tuckerton, and so we just say Tuckertonians.
You're Tuckertonian.
Yeah. Are you from? Is
South
Tuckerton,
Jersey.
South Jersey? Yeah, South Jersey.
How old?
Near Long Beach Island.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
15.
15.
On the biggest show on the planet.
Is it?
Yes.
Didn't you hear about all the
Didn't
binging?
you hear about people that binge watched every single episode in the first, 10 hours it was available?
Yeah, I'm one of them.
Yeah, you did too.
Yeah, I tried.
Does it
I tried.
Does
I
it
was busy.
scare you the way does it affect you the way it affects us? You know what's happening.
Yeah, you know what's happening, but you don't really see what it's gonna look like. Because I mean, they say like they try and film in chronological order. They never do.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like you can film like an episode. You can film a scene from like episode 7 and then go and film something from episode 5. Like,
Right.
There's really no consistency, and so you don't really get the full story and the full impact of it. So when you watch it, it's really exciting, and
It begins
I
to
get
make
see
more
how
sense
everyone
when you
did.
see it all together.
Yeah, it makes
right?
a lot more sense.
What did you do at, you started very young, I'm assuming, to get this
Yeah.
role at 15. What was your first role?
My first role, I got it when I was 9 years old. It was in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert on Broadway.
Oh my
Palace
gosh.
Theater.
You're kidding.
I was in that. Oh, they got a picture of it. Oh, yay.
That's adorable.
There he is.
Yeah, and then after that, I did 2 national tours. I did one with the Radio City Christmas Rockettes.
Yeah.
And then I did Les Mis, which I've been auditioning for since I was 7 years old. Hey, look at that.
I mean.
And then after I did the tour of Les Mis, I brought it to Broadway when it was revived a couple years back.
Unbelievable. So you are an acting kid. I would assume like you get this show Stranger Things, and I would think that would put you into another stratosphere. Like you must be experiencing very cool things right now in your life.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What's the coolest thing that's happened to you?
Coolest thing?
Yeah.
Well,
Besides this moment right now.
besides this moment right here. I went to the White House and met President Obama.
Oh, wow.
I did.
What was that like?
He was so cool. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
when he walks into the room, what do you say? Like you're...
Yeah, they actually had us like waiting in a line to go into a room where he was.
Okay.
So like there was like a ton of people there, people in suits and stuff, and so we're waiting outside this door, and so that's when this guy in uniform calls us in.
Yeah.
Like announces us to the president, and he says all our names. It was crazy. So we walk in there, and he just turns around. There's President Obama right there, and so he shakes our hands. He's like, "I'm a fan of the show and everything."
That's gotta be
I know he watches
amazing.
the show.
He watches the
He
show.
watches the show, which is crazy.
Isn't it amazing, right? So he's like working all day being the president.
Being the president.
And then on the off hours, he's like, I think I'll binge watch Stranger Things. Right? And that's
Yeah,
amazing.
It's weird. It's weird.
The Joint Chief is on the phone. You know what, though? The next episode already started. Tell him to hold.
Put him on hold.
We're going to take a quick break. Gaten tells us how the part of Dustin on Stranger Things has changed for him when we come back.
I love this show so much, as does Ryan. Tell us about the auditions. How do you beat out so many kids? Because I'm assuming there had to be thousands of kids
they
up for this role.
auditioned like 906 kids.
No kidding.
Well, boys, and then they auditioned like 300 girls for 11.
And did you get the role? Were you the first to get cast
I was the first to be cast in the show. I remember I originally went in for Mike, and I read the Mike lines and everything, and then they called me in like, Dustin. I'm like, what? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, right.
So they didn't have the character written all that much.
Right.
He was all stereotypes. Like when you think of a stereotypical, like nerdy kid that gets bullied, and you have an idea, and they're like, we don't want just stereotypes. We want each character to be unique and relatable, but still refreshing to and new and.
So how'd they
exciting.
change it for you?
They just looked at me and said they asked me a bunch of questions about my life, and then they put them in the show. Like Dustin, he has a cleidocranial dysplasia. So do I. And a lot of people say, "How was it like they're looking for kids with your condition?" I'm like, they weren't. They had no idea what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Just for people who don't know, what is it?
It's a bone condition that it's always, you're born with it, and it affects pretty much every bone in your body, but specifically your teeth and your collarbones. And it affects, so pretty much everyone's genes say, okay, you're gonna have a set of baby teeth,
Yeah.
a set of adult teeth. Baby teeth are gonna come out, and your adult teeth come in. Our mouths do not know to do that, so teeth keep on growing.
Right.
The baby teeth don't fall out. These right here were all extracted, and the doctors and dentists told me, yeah, they'll come in on their own. You'll be fine. Just wait. It'll take a little while. No, they just didn't come in. So they had this appliance here, right here, and that is pulling down my teeth here manually. It's a process.
Yeah.
It's a process.
Bet.
Have you had surgery?
I have. I've had 2 surgeries. Had 3 extractions that I haven't been put under for. But I will have more surgeries coming. I will have more extractions coming, more of these appliances pulling my teeth down, and
You know what? I bet it's
braces.
I bet it's very helpful for a lot of kids out there that feel very much alone if they have this, to have somebody representative of them on the screen and do it so beautifully and like such a cool guy, and like, so I think you're doing even more than you think you're doing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've always said that was what I was most excited about. Like, that's really exciting to know that your work is affecting other people besides yourself, that you are making an impact in the world. And
I love that they didn't make a stereotypical character, too. I think that's
yeah,
that's
like, it was Dustin and Steve was supposed to be all stereotypes, and then they made his character more likable, and they...
Well, it also speaks to you as a person that you had a magnetic energy that sort of drew them to you. So it speaks more to you.
That's pretty cool. It's
Yeah.
kind of a compliment.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Will that magnetic energy generate a 3rd season?
I hope so.
I mean, it has to. If
Hey,
not, what will we
I
watch?
think so. I mean, there's no confirmation. There's nothing written yet. There's no ideas and everything. I even go up and I ask the directors and the producers, I'm like, what do we got? What do we got? And they're like, nothing.
Well, we've got lots of ideas.
Yeah,
We can like pitch them. If
yeah, right?
Yeah, because we lived through it, so we are experts.
Yeah, I think a lot of what they want to do is look at what the fans want and what the fans think is going to happen. They go with what they want. They go away from what they think.
Right.
They don't want anyone... They don't want any of the theories that they see out there being true.
Oh, he's going to be directing the next...
Yeah, right, exactly.
Directing
You're
every
right,
episode.
You're right, you're right.
Great to see
Well,
you.
listen, there has to be,
Congratulations.
I'm predicting, and this is what I want, not what I think. I want season 3, but right now, make sure you check out season 2 of Stranger Things.
It's on Netflix.
Thank you so much for being here. We'll be right back, everyone.
If I wanted to, I'm not afraid to take a chance.
Good. All right.
Gorgeous.
You look gorgeous. And how did you do that? You just like left. I was just thinking about sitting today. I was like, yeah, how are we gonna do this?
You know what?
But
You
we're
get
doing it.
so used to it after a while that now, if I'm not seated in a stool that moves, I don't know how to sit down. I don't know how to.
I'm just imagining
Yeah.
you at every restaurant. You're like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I jump
Perfect
into
posture.
everything.
Yeah.
So you look always so fit, and
Thank
I
you.
see you post pictures of your boxing and soul cycling, and what's the regimen?
You know, it definitely changes depending on what I'm doing in my life. During Jane, I don't get to work out nearly as much as I want to, but that's okay because I devote my life to Jane. But it's a lot of like Muay Thai, boxing, and I'm doing a lot of pull-ups, chin-ups.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's really hard for women to do.
I know, and
Yes.
women are rarely told to do it, but like
Yes.
our back, our posture,
Well,
like
can
we
I just
need-
say it's hard for dudes as well? Like,
Yeah.
It's really hard.
It's tough. It's tough.
I'm glad to
period.
hear you say that.
Yeah.
We have. Oh, look, that's you
So
doing.
where-
Wait,
where-
what is this?
What do you...
So
What kind of formal gym do you go to?
That's my bathroom. But I have a pull-up bar, and every time you pass by it, you want to do pull-ups. But it was the Emmys, the night of the Emmys. And when I was doing lots of pull-ups during that time and kind of doing competitions with myself to see how strong I can get. And the dress was like 10 pounds. It was like all beaded. And so before the Emmys, everybody was like, hey, do you think you could do a pull-up in it? Come on, Gina, do a pull-up. And I was like, yeah, watch me break this gown. And,
Exactly.
And I cannot afford to buy this gown for this man. Like, I'm giving it back to him after we're done. So at the end of the night, I was like, let me try. And then I was like, ah!
That's impressive.
Did you see the photo of she and her boyfriend dressed? Were you in sumo suits?
Yes.
Now, what was the occasion for the sumo shooting?
Life was the occasion.
That's not Halloween?
That is not Halloween, actually. That's just a regular old Tuesday.
Did you battle? Because Kelly and I have done sumo battling with our bellies.
Yeah, well, you know, we figured we're like, couples therapy, sumo costumes.
I like it.
We went sumo costumes. And so we just play. But they're dangerous. Be careful when you put on a sumo costume.
I just want to say one thing, and it's not a judgment. Your sumo costumes look a little deflated to me. I think you need to pump them up more.
I think we do. Yeah, they are a little
Yeah,
ours were like
ours were bloated.
We couldn't even. Yeah, we couldn't even
I think
move
we didn't
our
do the
arms.
full pumping up of it. So we need you two to teach
Our
us.
sumo wrestlers had plenty of salt and churros. before
Ours were a little less sodium filled. Yes.
They are hard to balance. We'll take a quick break. Gina, after this, tells us what it's like playing the Virgin Mary. Okay, we're going to call Gina.
It's rude. It's so cute. You played the Virgin Mary.
I mean,
You go from Jane the Virgin to the Virgin Mary. There's got to be something about you. I'm just saying.
Super virginal. That's about me. It's funny because when they gave me the call, they had said, you know, they want you to play the Virgin Mary. And so I think they think that you know how to do this pregnancy without sex thing.
Those are big
really
shoes to fill, too.
I was like, they really are.
Yeah, right.
They definitely are. But my grandmother, when I told my grandmother I was playing the Virgin Mary, she said, I good. Bring the babies to Jesus. I said, bring the babies to Jesus. What are you talking about, Grandma?
Right.
She's like, this is for teenagers, right? This is for young kids. And I was like, yeah. And so I'm going to bring the babies to Jesus.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to bring the babies to Jesus.
The babies, the audience.
The audience, the young babies. It's the first thing that I get to do that my nieces and nephews get to see.
Right.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Now, how was it working in the booth with carpet on the walls and a microphone?
Very lonely.
It is lonely being in those audio booths.
Yeah.
Because there's like Oprah Winfrey is one of your co-stars,
I
right?
know.
So don't you want to like be in the booth with
Oprah? Always.
Right, and have her Oprah magic like
all the time. I want Oprah to be with me all the time. I'm like, where is Oprah right now? You know what I'm saying?
You don't cross paths, though, with many of the actors, right? Or
no,
if any.
You never do, yeah.
Right.
So when you do animation, it's just you with the director and your script and your imagination. And it is incredible because you definitely are constantly exercising your imagination, but it's like, I'm super, you know, my hands do this all the time when I talk, and I'm always hitting things, and you could just, the sound person on the other side is always just like, can you not hit your, just don't move your arms, could you stop moving?
The name of the movie is The Star, so make sure you check out Gina. I got the chance to fulfill one of my lifelong dreams. I learned to tap dance, and by learned, I mean I went to a tap dance class and took a tap lesson. I went to the famous Broadway Dance Center. I took a lesson with the amazing Jason E. Bernard, so check this out.
5, 6, 7, 8. Yes.
I'm here, guys, with Jason Bernard.
Yes.
Hi,
Hey,
hello.
Kelly.
He's my tap teacher today. You've been tapping a long time?
A long time.
All your life?
All of my life, since I was 6 years old.
No kidding. And you made your Broadway debut when you were like a teenager.
Yeah, I was 17. I was still in high school.
What show?
It was Bringing the Noise, Bringing the Funk.
Oh my God, I saw that
Oh,
show. I
did
saw
you?
you in that show then.
That's right.
So how long have you been a teacher?
So I've been at Broadway Dance Center for about 4 years, but I've been teaching since I was 17, but like really focused about the last 5 years or so.
Wow.
So, yeah.
The last tap class I took, I was, I think, 4 years old.
Okay.
And here's what I remember.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Shuffle, shuffle, hop, step. Shuffle, shuffle, hop, step.
Amazing. That's what we're going to do today.
All right. And the
So-
rest of the class is coming
And the rest
soon?
of the class is coming soon.
But I'm going to get a head start?
You're going to get a head start. So
Okay,
you
let's
ready?
go.
So let's get started.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we're-
yeah.
Cool. So we're going to learn a cramp roll. So it has 4 sounds,
Okay.
and it goes toe, toe, heel, heel.
Toe, toe, heel, heel.
Good. Let's go like this. Ole. We're gonna go da 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 da.
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 Da, da.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so da 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 da. Ole,
Okay.
5, 6, and 5, 6, and here we go.
Sorry, I forgot to spread.
Yes,
that's
yeah.
why.
So you want to go like in, out, in, and put it down. How about we do this? Yes, go Kelly. Yes, girl. Nice. You picked it right up. High 10, high 10.
High 10, high
Good.
10.
So we're going to go. Yes. Yes, 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 and yes, and yes. Okay, there you go. That's so good. Oh my goodness, how about this?
Okay.
Back Irish, here we go. Go Kelly, yes, 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 yes. Good, nice, that's good. Really good. 5, 6, a 5, 6, 7, ba. Okay, so it's 5, 6, a 5, 6, 7, ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. So now, when you're like this, what do you think is next?
The opposite?
Yeah,
Oh,
5, 6,
I was so afraid you were going to say
7,
that.
8. Full lap. Good.
Okay.
And T, yes, yes. You got it. It's all right. One more time. Full lap, heel, full lap, heel. Now Shirley Temple, here we go. Shirley Temple, yes, 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 yes.
Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Hi. Oh, my gosh. You're so much nicer to me than my kids. Hi. 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 Oh, did they pay you to be nice to me? Hi. This is really exciting. So you guys will be gentle with me, right? Because I'm very old. I could break a hip at any time. Okay? Okay, good.
All right, so here we go. So you ready to learn? Okay, cool. So we're going to go like this. We're going to go ball change, step. Yeah? 5, 6, a 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, coolio, here we go, all right? So remember faces, energy, give it all you got. Imagine as though you only have one shot to do it, all right? Here we go. All right. I love it. I love it.
You got skills. You've got skills.
Yep.
By the way, I mean, you downplay your talent, but you're very good and very good. You're a quick learner.
When in doubt, surround yourself with very young children, also learning to tap dance. Yeah. So I want to thank my teacher, and thanks to all those talented kids that let me join their class. They are actually a lot of them are like real performers, like Broadway performers and stuff.
They've got quite a career coming
Yeah.
their way. Tomorrow, we're going to have Blake Lively with us.
And Milo Ventimiglia.